Welcome back, parents, to our Junior High Parent Challenge. I hope each of you had the opportunity to complete our challenge last month. While this month's video isn't really a challenge, it is an area that each parent will face at one time or another. I plan to cover 3 issues that your student will possibly face or is dealing with currently. The first one I'm going to talk about is bouncing back from failure and disappointment. Learning how to deal with failure and disappointment is a critical part of maintaining a healthy emotional outlook. It can take on many forms, ranging from a bad grade, being cut from a team, not being invited to a party, etc. We need to be ready to support them. Sometimes it may call for your intervention, but sometimes it may mean you just have to sit on the sidelines and let them learn how to deal with it themselves. Learning how to bounce back from failure and disappointment will be a lifelong lesson that we can relate back to time and time again. Remember to listen and validate your students' feelings and help them by brainstorming solutions to bounce back. Have a few examples of people that they may recognize that have experienced setbacks only to become successful. And then there's peer pressure. Junior high students often face peer pressure to conform to certain behaviors or engage in risky activities. This can create stress and anxiety as they try to balance fitting in with making responsible choices. Sometimes our students get caught up in something that I call one-upsmanship. It kind of goes like this. Well, if you do a crazy thing and get several laughs, maybe I can get more laughs if I do it a little crazier or a little more risky. It can get students in serious trouble and possible injuries. When it comes to helping your student deal with peer pressure, I think it's so important that you sit down with your student and develop a plan for what to say or do when confronted with peer pressure. Then practice it with them over and over until it becomes automatic with them. I know in my own experiences that one thing that I used all the time was that, hey, I don't want to get in trouble with my coaches, or I don't want to put my parents in that situation. I'm not going to do that, or I don't want to get in trouble in school. So just whatever you can work with them to get them to have a throwdown line that they practice all over and over again would be helpful to them. Another one is social anxiety. They may experience social anxiety, making it challenging to interact with peers or participate in group activities. They tend to see themselves through the eyes of others and often think, I'll never be good enough. They have a lot to give, but they're afraid to step out for fear of judgment or rejection, which can lead to isolation. When I talk with students that are facing this, I try to encourage them to not believe everything they think, because the more they dwell on a negative, the more their brain starts to believe it. And this is even true with adults. Our staff spends an enormous amount of time listening and counseling students who deal with these issues. They are young and sometimes confused about which way to turn. No one entity can tackle the needs of a middle school student. The more people we have pouring in positive input to these students, the greater the results. So once again, I'm requesting that our parents learn to recognize these issues, give guidance, provide support, and verbalize validation to them. If you would like to have more information on how to help your student, we have provided a link in the description of this video for strategies that you might find helpful. So until our next parent challenge, enjoy the holidays and stay safe. Thank you for your time.